Hello everyone and welcome back to our blind Let's Play, Ever 17, the Out of Infinity for the PC. My name is FlightlessBird, this is your story-based here channel, and today, my friends, we're going to be, it looks like starting the endgame route with you? I'm a little confused, I will admit, because I expected her endgame to start when we went down into Himal. And even though this route has been very different, I still didn't expect it to come now. I'm assuming this is the start of endgame. I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong. But with the slash at the top of the screen, you just get the feeling that maybe it is. I don't know. Let's dive into this, shall we? Hope you're all having a wonderful, fantastic day today. That the origin of the third eye is Lemuria. She even wrote trumped up papers on the topic. Even though they really are totally unrelated. I wish you'd tell me more about the third eye. Sorry, I'll tell you some other time. I don't really feel like going into it now. Oh, this is cool. I think this is the first time that we've been in the ruins. Oh, look at this. And the way the water is on the ground, it really makes it look like an underwater ruins of some type. You and I crossed through the gate and entered the ruins. It was dark inside and the pathways were interwoven like a maze. The lighting was surreal, with dim lights in some areas and bluish white lights elsewhere. Occasionally, a hologram of some deep-water fish would shine into view. That's incredible. The ruins were also slightly flooded with water, which had the effect of making them appear more like the ruins at the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, I just said that. All the dots. I wonder how far we had walked. Finally, we came to an open space, kind of like an auditorium. The room had a high ceiling. There were rock pillars called obelisks scattered around the area. A few of them were broken, collapsed, or crumbling. Looking closely, I saw that a mock relief was carved into the wall. As I absentmindedly stared at the wall, you walked over to one of the collapsed obelisks and sat down, hugging her knees. She is so awesome looking in that picture. God, look at that artwork. I love the artwork in this game. This is a strange place, huh? It's called the Sun Temple. Sun? That reminded me that I had seen an image of a sun disk in the relief on the wall. There are a number of theories about the precise location of the Lemurian continent, but no one really knows where it was. But most people agree that it was located in the belt of tropical rainforest just below the equator. You reverted to speaking like an employee, which she was, and started giving me an explanation of the place. Members of our research staff here at Lemieux have put forth hypothesis that the people of Lemuria worship the sun. You paused and shrugged. So I guess that's why we built this temple. I see. As I sat down next to you, I nodded. Sun temple at the bottom of the ocean. Doesn't that strike you as kind of ironic? It does? Yeah, all the dots. I wonder if she was talking about the continent that had sunk to the bottom of the ocean, or us. Or maybe she had meant us. Yes, exactly. I love when the protagonists are on the same page. This is already off to a great start. Did you think of anything? What do you mean? Ways to get out. Oh. I shook my head. I thought so. I can't think of any other ways. If we could just get that high-pressure inflow machine to work. All the dots.
ねえ、私ちょっと考えてみたんだけどね。
You know, I've thought this through.
私たち誰かに騙されてるんじゃないかな。
I think we're being lied to by someone. Huh? What are you talking about?
あなたはきっと利用されてるのよ、奴らに。
You are just being used by them. Sugumi's words flashed through my mind.
つまり今回の出来事はただの事故じゃなかったってこと。
I mean, I don't think what happened here was just a simple accident.
誰かが意図的に私たちのことを閉じ込めたの。
I think that somebody trapped us here on purpose. Is that really what happened though? I mean, isn't it also more likely to say that we were trapped by accident as people from Himmel tried to escape? And we were just in the wrong place at the wrong time? All the dots.
だってそうとしか考えられないじゃない。
Aw, her eyes dropped a little. She looks a lot more serious now. Really, it's the only thing that makes sense.
不自然なことがあまりにも多すぎるのよ。
There's just too much that doesn't add up.
マヨの友達やクラナリの友達や私の同僚は私たちがここに閉じ込められてることを知ってるはずでしょ。
Miles' friends, Kiranari's friends, and my coworkers should all know that we're trapped here, right?
なのにどうして誰も来ないの？
So why doesn't anyone come?
何らかの理由で中に入ってこれないとしても、ダイバーが窓ガラスを叩くぐらいのことはあってもいいはずじゃない。
Even if there is some reason that they can't get inside, drivers should at least be knocking on the windows.
それに電力は生きてるのに通信回線だけ遮断されてたり。
Besides, we still have power, only the communication system to the outside is down. See, I think that may be the most suspicious thing of them all, though, that we haven't really discussed. Why is it that only the communication system is down? I mean, you would think if something were to break, it would just all break. Unless someone purposely sabotaged the communication system. That's the only reason why only that thing is down. Which brings credence to Yu's theory here that someone purposely trapped us here.
事故の前の警報も停電も原因不明だし。
We still don't have any idea what caused the alarm before the accident and the blackout.
高圧力送風機が動かない理由だって分かってない。
And we don't know why the high pressure intake fan stopped working either.
まるで私たちを閉じ込めるために全てが用意されてたみたいだよ。
It's almost like everything was set up to trap us here. All the dots. I didn't know what to say to her. It all made sense to me. Actually, I had been feeling the same way. The reason I hadn't been able to realize it was maybe that I didn't want to face reality. I sneaked a look at Yu's face. She clutched her knees and turned her helpless gaze to the water's surface. Her lips were a bluish color, but it wasn't all the fault of the light. Yu was always more upbeat than anyone around her. She was a powerful presence for me. But right then, she seemed very small and fragile. No matter how tough she acted, Yu was still just a girl at heart. It had been a quick 3 days since the accident. It only made sense that she would be feeling the strain. Swallowed into the deep dark ocean, we had lost the warm spring sun. I can't let it go on like this. I had to cheer her up somehow. That was how I felt deep in my heart.
ねえ、私たち助かるのかな？
Oh, look at that smile. God! She looks so good here. Friends help each other, right?
少年は未来が見えるんでしょ？
Kid, you can see the future, can't you? Back to this again. And I'm not saying she doesn't look good all the time. I'm just saying under this lighting, just look at the way the light beams are reflecting off of her. I mean, it just, she looks so angelic in this picture is, you know, what I'm referring to.
この先どうなるのか占ってよ。
Tell me how things are going to turn out. I think we'll be saved?
それは予知？それともただの希望的観測？
Is that a premonition or just an optimistic guess? It's probably more the latter than the former. Of course, it's I wanted to say a premonition, but I couldn't. Saying it was wouldn't work. You could see through a lie. I thought about it. The third perspective. The third eye. true wisdom, omnipotent, all-seeing vision, the power to make light shine once again. I thought that if only I had that, but it didn't exist. It couldn't possibly. It's not a premonition or a guess. At the very least, it's a promise.
約束
Promise? Yeah, I promise. At least, I hoped it was. That it was a promise that would materialize. That we would be able to get you out of there. I held up my hand as if taking an oath. I approached you, but then she spoke.
もし約束破ったら
And what if you break it? I won't. I'll see that you're safe.
絶対に 1% たりともないの
For sure? There's not even a 1% chance that you're wrong? There is not even a 0.000000000000000000001% possibility. All the dots. I pointed my finger at my heart and promised you.
こんな自信過剰な約束聞いたこともないけど
Talk about promising more than you can deliver. I crossed my heart and hoped to die.
仕方ない付き合ってあげるとしますか
Oh well, I suppose I'll have to trust you. And stick a needle in my eye. I want to break my word to you. May 4th. See, this can't be the end game. We're only on May 4th. And there's, what? May 7th is the last day? I mean, we're only about halfway through this route. But it doesn't feel that way because of the way the names are at the top. Malak? Malik? Malaka? Hopefully we'll learn what that means. The next day after breakfast, you and I went to the security office. Holy cow, my entire room just flashed. We've been having bad storms here lately. I'll save in like... I'll save every 20 minutes or no, I'll save about in a half hour and then I'll quit and I'll restart this recording. She tried to access the computer network again. I plan to stay and see her through it. But part of me is I don't want to save and restart because I'm so invested in the story. I want to keep going. It seemed like she still couldn't get past the security.
まさに万事休すね
Oh no, it looks like it's so good. Yu's shoulders slumped dejectedly. Isn't there anything else you can do?
あとはシステムをクラックして無理やり侵入するかレミの側からプロテクトを解除してもらうか
I could enter by cracking the system open or get Lemmy to remove the protection mechanism. Why don't you ask Sarah? All the dots. You stopped talking and looked down. Don't you want to find out what happened to your father?
それは
Well, that... You have a right to know. There could be information being kept from you. So you're going to try to get the truth, or are you just going to let these doubts nag you forever? All the dots. So, you, what do you want to do? In the end, it's up to you, so you should do what you want to do. All the dots. You stared at her fingers, and then she looked at the display. Finally, her eyes drifted to the ceiling. You gave me a nod after a while.
そうねマヨには悪いけど力を貸してもらおうか
It might be a lot to ask, but I'll ask Maya for help. There you go. Good. She wasn't wrong. She didn't need to feel intimidated. Alright, I'll go ask her for you. With those energetic words, I bounded out of the security office. As I was sprinting down the corridor... Wait a second. Where is Sarah anyway? Finally, I realized something. I should have checked on the monitor in the security office. But I thought it looked stupid going all the way back again. I thought I might ask Sora. But then I saw Sarah cutting across the far corridor. I immediately went after her. Sarah went into the infirmary. I went in after her. Hey, Sarah?
びっくりした
What? Jeez, you scared me. Why are you going to the infirmary though? Like, there's no reason to be in here. There's no one hurt. Sarah jumped, startled. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to surprise you.
もう眠いんだから勘弁してよ。身も心もクタクタなんだから。
I'm exhausted. So cut me some slack. My mind and body are shot. Sarah's haggard expression told the same story. I remember the fight the day before with Tagumi. She had probably had a sleepless night. Were you thinking of going to sleep now?
うん。
Yep. Oh.
何か不都合でもあるの？
Huh? Is there something wrong? Actually, I explained the details to Sora. About Yu's father gone missing. And about her working at Lemieux to find clues about his fate. That his search was being blocked by some protective mechanism in Lemieux.
そんな事情があったんだ。知らなかったよ。
Wow, I had no idea about any of that. Yeah, well, you and I can't figure it out alone.
で、私に何をしてほしいと？
So, what does he want me to do? Well, we were hoping you could try talking out Lemieux's security so that we can get into the network.
プロテクト破りね。
Cracking the security? Huh? I feel bad asking when you're so tired, but could you do it for her? Sure. If you wouldn't mind, she'd really... eh?
いいよって言ったんだけど。
I said sure already. Really?
うん。
Yep.
なんせナッケ先輩のためだからね。協力しないわけにはいかないっしょ。
I mean, it's help Naku, right? I can't very well say no. Aww. See, that's awesome. I like you, Sora. So thanks. I grabbed Sarah's hand and shut it happily. I was so happy I could have jumped for joy, and actually, I did jump. I was sure that things would go fine.
ちょっと。なんで少年がそんなに喜ぶの？
Hey, wait, kid. What are you so happy about? Huh?
私は先輩に協力するって言ったけど、それって少年にはあまり関係ないことでしょ？ビタ一文の得にもならないわけじゃん。
All I said was that it helped Naku. This doesn't really have anything to do with you, does it? There's nothing in this for you. Well, I can be happy for you by extension, right?
なのに、どうしてそんなに一生懸命なのよ。
So, what are you so pumped up about? Well, of course I'm happy. Yu's a good friend of mine. Oh, the dots. Sarah stared at me suspiciously.
はは
Oh, I get it. What? Sarah patted me on the back. Huh?
そういうことでござったか。
Uh-huh. So that's what's been going on. Sarah shot me a side grin. I had a bad feeling about the whole thing. Don't go imagining anything stupid. I'm just...
あいやまたれい。言われずとも分かってるでござるよ。
Dear Jove, love, 'tis a beautiful thing.
安心めされい。後のことはすべて拙者にお任せあれ。
Fret not, dear kid. I shot tell us so. All the dots. What the heck is Sarah talking about? Well, you was waiting, so we best get going. Come on, kid. I started heading for the security office while pulling Sarah's hand. But it ended up being my arm that got yanked. Whoa! I lost my balance and stumbled forward, leaning on Sarah. Without missing a beat, she grabbed my left thumb and squeezed it tight. She drew close to me and whispered in my ear.
本当はちょっと悔しいんだよ。
To tell you the truth, I'm a bit jealous.
悔しいんだけど。
I'm jealous, but all the questionable confused dots?
相手が少年だから許してあげる。
But since it's you that she's gone for, I'll let it go. Aww. Now this is interesting because I honestly don't know if she's jealous that you is going for us and we're not going for her, or you is going for us and she'd rather you go for her. See, I have no idea what actually she's jealous about. I'm a little bit ignorant in the ways of love. I'm sorry. It's just something that hasn't happened to me yet. But I still find it adorable. As she spoke, she pushed me away and slapped me on the back. I was getting more and more confused.
さて、それでは始めるとしますか。
Alright, shall we get started? Sarah sat in the chair, popped her knuckles, and faced the keyboard.
マヨ、本当にごめんね。
Mayo, I'm really sorry.
そんなに気にしないでくださいよ。水臭いな。
Don't worry about it, it's no big deal.
大船に乗ったつもりで安心しててください。
You're in good hands with me. Hopefully you can help, Sarah.
任せて。
Trust me. Sarah started tapping away on the keyboard. A number of windows opened up on the screen.
まずはパスワードのダッシュから試してみようかな。
First, let's try stealing a password. Her typing was fast and rhythmical. Finally, a list of files came up. She opened one of the files. She opened a search window and started pulling through the files.
と
Let's see.
あれないな。
Huh? It's not there.
この系統の OS ならこのファイルの中に保存されてるはずなんだけど。
In this kind of OS, the files should be saved here, but... what are you looking for?
パスワードのハッシュ値。
The password hash values. What's that?
ユーザーがパスワードを設定する際に不可逆性を持った関数により生成されるアルファベットおよび数値により構成される文字列のこと。
It's an unchangeable string of letters or numbers created by a mathematical function when a user sets a password. What?
ハッシュさえ見つかってしまえば簡単にパスワードを特定できるんだけどね。
Well, if you can find the hash, then it's easy to get a password.
例えば単語をハッシュした結果を大量に保存しておいて、それとパスワードファイルに保存されたハッシュ値を比較することにより。
For example, if you save a large number of the hashes and compare them with the hash values in the password file, well then, can't you make it easier to understand?
簡単に言っちゃえばパスワードの指紋みたいなものかな。
Alright, it's basically like the password's fingerprint.
ほら、指紋から元の人物を再現できないけど、人物を特定することは可能でしょ？
While you can't create a person from a fingerprint, you can identify one, right?
指紋と同じように、ハッシュはオリジナルの特徴を確実に反映するの。
It's the same as a fingerprint. The hash always reflects the characteristics of the original.
だから、その変換パターンからオリジナルの文字列を割り出していき、
And the modulation pattern is always derived from the character lineup of the original. I still don't get it. I think it's just beyond me. I'm sorry to bug you. I wiped away sweat and walked a short distance from Sarah. You watched Sarah as she leaned against the wall. I headed over to her.
もしかしたら、ルート権限でしかアクセスできないファイルに格納されているのかな。
I wonder. It might be that there's a file that only the root authority can access.
仮に見つかったとしても、ランダムで組み替えられる方式かもしれないし。
Even if I did find it, it could be randomly sequenced.
となると、別の方法を。
That'd mean I need another message. Sarah mumbled to herself as she worked. Occasionally, Sarah would fiddle with her ribbon or tap her fingers on the desk, so it didn't seem that she was having much luck. I wonder if, this'll work.
多分ね。
Maybe. But no matter how good Sarah is, this isn't like a contest.
マヨが優勝したコンテストだって波のゲーム大会じゃないの。
Look, the contest Maya won wasn't just any contest.
その時、彼女が解読した暗号は68ビットもの暗号強度だったのよ。
The code she decrypted was a 68-bit strong code. I'm not really sure how incredible that is.
暗号強度っていうのはパスワードを暗号化する時の鍵の長さのこと。
The strength of a code depends on how long the key to it is when the password is decrypted.
これが長ければ長いほど、その暗号は解析が困難だってことになるの。
The longer it is, the harder it is to decode. Is that because there's just so many combinations? So like if it's a two digit password or a 2-character password, then you have 26 letters with, I don't know, what, like 12 different symbols and 10 different numbers. So you have 50 different ways to make the first one work. and then 50 different ways to make the second one work. And then what, 50 times 50? 2,500 possible combinations between the two. So with every one you add, that number just increases exponentially until it's just such a high number that you would never be able to decode it. All the dots.
まだちょっとピンとこないかな。じゃあ実例を挙げてみるけど、
You still don't quite get it? Well, how about a specific example?
あるパスワードを1ビットの鍵で暗号化すると、その暗号は全部で2通りの変換が考えられるの。
So if a 1-bit password is encrypted, it can come out in one of two ways. Either successful or not.
例えるなら、E という文字は1ビットの鍵では0と1のどちらかに暗号化されちゃうってことね。
For example, say that E is a letter that can either be encrypted as a 0 or 1 with a 1-bit key.
これが2ビットの鍵になると、暗号の可能性は2倍の4通りになる。
So when this becomes a 2-bit code, the possibilities are double the code, or 4.
さっきの例なら、E の文字は00011011のどれかに変換されるってこと。
So for example, of E, it would be either 00, 01, 10, or 11. Oh, great. Binary code! This is something that we saw in the Zero Escape series, actually.
これが3ビットの鍵になると、
So with the 3-bit key, I understand.
どうなると思う？
What do you think happens? There's 8 ways it can work. Let's see. There are 2 ways for a 1-bit and 4 ways for a 2-bit. So, yeah, 8 ways. Exactly. I am following along. I understand. Are there 8 ways?
ピンポーン、正解。
Bingo, you got it.
3ビット鍵では E の暗号パターンは0000101101101110111の計8通りとなる。
So a 3-bit code for the letter E could be 000, 0101, 010, 011, 100, 101, 110, or 111. A total of 8 combinations.
このように暗号の鍵が1ビット長くなることに暗号パターンの数は倍になっていくの。
Every time the code increases by 1 bit, the number of code patterns increases exponentially. So what would that be? It would be 2 factorial would be 1. 3 factorial would be 3 times 2 is 6. No, wouldn't it be a factorial increase? It would be an exponential increase. 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power of 4. Yeah, it would be a 2 to the power. So that would be 2 to the power of 64. So what is 2 to the 64? Okay, 2 to the 64th power is... Jesus. I don't even know. My calculator just broke. There's 20 digits. So it's 1.8 times 10 to the 19th. Yeah, that's a lot.
4ビット鍵なら16通り、5ビット鍵なら32通り。
So for a 4-bit key, there would be 60 combinations, and for a 5-bit key, 32.
さて、これがもし一気に68ビット鍵まで長くなったとしたら、
So let's say this had a 68-bit key. Oh, that's a really big number of dots. A 6-bit would be 64, a 70-bit would be 120, and 8-bit would be 256. Wow, it's really good math there, kid. Let's see.
正解は2の68乗通り。
The right answer is 2 to the 68th power. Yep, I did figure that out. You was doing the calculations on the security office calculator.
およそ 2.95147905×10 の20乗通りもの暗号パターンが考えられるの。
So the number of code patterns that would be possible is roughly 2.951479052 times 10 to the 20th power. That's interesting. I got a different number. Why is my calculator giving me a different number? Huh. Can y'all help me out with that? If you know? Because I have 1.8 times 10 to the 19th. Not 2.9 times 10 to the 20th. Then again, I am using a Google calculator and not an actual calculator, so maybe I put it into the Google wrong. But yeah, anyway, it's a big number.
7514系7905兆1793億5282万5856通り
Oh dear God, that's a really big number. This reminds me of Zero Escape, Virtue Last Reward. You remember that really big number in that game? Or 295 quintillion, 147 quadrillion, 905 trillion, and 179 billion, 352 million, 825,856 different ways. Oh, good Lord, dots.
これは海を含めた地球上のどこかに落ちている髪の毛を探しているようなものよ。
It's like looking for hair on the whole of the planet Earth, including the oceans.
マヨが解読したのはそんな暗号なの。
That's the code that Mayo decrypted. Why is a freshman at high school decrypting a code like this?
でもね、マヨの本当にすごいのはそんなことじゃなくて、それを解読した時の方法。
I mean, I'm not saying a kid who is a freshman can't decrypt a code like this. I've seen some middle schoolers with some ridiculous computer technossery. Yes, I said the word technossery because it feels like sorcery what they're doing. It's just mind-blowing. But you know what? What's so incredible about it isn't that Maya was able to do it, but the method she used to do it. The method?
パスワードを探し出す方法としては、数学的に何やら難しい計算をしながら解いていく方法と、
Yeah, there are two ways of finding a password. One involves difficult mathematical calculations.
すべての鍵をしらみつぶしに組み合わせて解いていく方法の2種類があるの。
The other is a method that has to do with trying every key. Yeah, which would take... It would take more lifetimes than... I don't even want to do that math.
前者の方法はまだ有効なアルゴリズムが見つかってないらしくて、
It seems like she couldn't find an algorithm to work for the first method.
だから普通の人は後者の方法を取らざるを得ないの。
So a normal person would opt for the second option. No, a normal person would walk away and say this is impossible.
それも大会に参加する世界中のコンピューターを一度に使ってね。じゃないと計算に何十万年もかかってしまうと言われてるの。
And that's using all the computers around the world participating in the contest. If you didn't, they say the calculations would take tens of thousands of years. Even if you did use every computer around the world, it still would take a long time.
だけどね、マヨは違った。
But Mayo did it differently. She didn't.
そう、そのまさかよ。
Yep, she sure did. What, she randomly guessed?
マヨは独自のアルゴリズムを組んで、前者数学的に何やら難しい計算をしながら解いていく方法を取ったの。
Maya put together her own algorithm and did it using different mathematical calculations. Okay, she didn't just randomly guess.
そして大会参加後、わずか7日でパスワードを探し出した。
And just 7 days after the competition started, she had found the password. 7 days. That's incredible. One person decoding a password that is that big in 7 days? All the really long and stunned. What the heck? How in the world, dots? It was too incredible. It didn't seem real. I should have been surprised, but I wasn't. The only problem is we don't have 7 days to find this password. This entire place goes up in, what, 3? It was just too hard to imagine that the girl in front of me could do that. Sarah, what in the world are you?
ああ、もうこれも違う。
Ah, this isn't right. Sarah pounded her fist on the console. It's not working?
見ればわかるでしょ。いちいち聞かないで。
Obviously not. Stop asking me about every little thing. Oh, ooh, dots.
ごめん、ちょっとイラついてて。
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just a little irritated. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry for asking you to do this. all the dots.
ねえちょっと休憩しようか。コーヒー入れたの。
Hey, why don't we take a break? I made some coffee. You made coffee for the three of us. Hey, she made coffee for me. Even though, you know, I was the cause of bad things happening to her last outfit.
はいどうぞマヨ。
Here you go, Mayo. You handed Sarah a coffee.
うわーどうもありがとうございます先輩。
Oh, thank you so much. Sarah's coffee came with milk and the sugar bowl. Hey! Didn't you say that you weren't supposed to put anything in coffee?
いいのいいの。マヨだけは特別なんだから。
It's okay. Mayo's a special exception. Yeah, she's your best friend.
そうそう。
Yep.
ね
Well, that's right. Hey, that's not fair.
あ、差別なんて人聞き悪い。
God, it's so adorable. Oh, stop complaining.
うむうむ。区別と言ってほしいでござるな。
You and I are different than you, that's all. Leave it to you to change the rules. Not wanting to start an argument, I silently put milk and sugar in my coffee. All the dots. After a bit, you asked Sarah.
で、調子はどうなのマヨ。
So, how you doing, Mayo?
今のところこれです。
So far, I got nothing. Sarah turned her palms out, letting them face the ceiling. She meant she had zilch.
そっか。マヨの腕をもってしても手強いのね。
Wow, this is even tough for you, Mayo? This is supposed to be some security?
はっきり言って尋常じゃないですよここのセキュリティ。
To tell you the truth, the security here is way above normal.
ただファイヤーウォールが張られてるだけじゃなくて稼働してるほとんどのデーモンに手が加えられてます。
I don't think that they're using just a normal firewall. They seem to have made some kind of improvements on the daemons as well. Firewall? Dame what? Huh?
ファイヤーウォールはネットワーク内に知らない人が侵入してこないようにするための仕組みのこと。
A firewall is a way of protecting a network from unknown intruders.
デーモンっていうのは OS 上でメモリに常駐してサーバーの
Daemons reside on the OS and the memory. They're responsible for all of the... You know, I saw the word daemons when I was playing Cyberpunk. But I just thought that was a word made up for the universe. I didn't know a daemon was an actual computer term. I'm gonna have to look that up later. Okay, I get it. Thanks. That's it. I'm not asking any more questions.
そんなに健康なのここって。
It's that tough, huh? Sarah nodded. Normally this kind of OS software is put together using C. So I try to attack it using DOS. But it's being reinforced. I'm having trouble finding a hole in the security. The conversation, mostly Sarah talking, might as well have been in some alien language.
そこまで来ると私にもよくわかんないんだけど。
Well, when it gets that complicated, that's pretty much my limit.
ますますうさんくさくなってきたわねここのデータベース。
I'm getting more and more suspicious about this database.
一体ライプリヒはそこまでして何を守ってるのかしら。
I wonder what LeBlanc is trying to hide with all the security. I mean, it could just be something as simple as customer data. It would be really horrible for the company if all that information were to get out about, you know, people's personal, private, medical information.
そうですね。異常です。たかが一企業のセキュリティとは思えない。
Well, yeah, it's really strange. This isn't your average company security system. But then again, we know that it's not just about medical data. We know there's a lot more going on. But I'm saying, they're being really suspicious of a medical company when, for me, I don't think I would be that suspicious. I would just be thinking, yeah, they kind of have to do that. Otherwise, they're going to get sued. I suddenly remember that on the first day, Sora had told me the reason why LeBlanc built Lemieux was a corporate secret. I wondered if it could be related.
あ、そうだ。マヨがコンテストで暗号を解読したプログラム使えないかな。
Hey, can't you use the program that worked to win the decoding contest, Mayo? Oh, that's an idea.
それでルート権限のパスワードがわかれば。
And if we can figure out the root authority password?
それは無理ですよ。
That's impossible.
なんで？
Why?
一応ここの暗号強度の当たりをつけてみたんです。いくつだったと思います？
Well, I did a check on the code strength. Guess what it was? What? Let me guess. It was 128-bit?
136ビットです。
136-bit. Okay, well, I was close. What?
何よそれ。
What that means? That's a really big number. The number of possible paths was 2 to the 136th power.
仮に同程度の暗号強度だったとしても、パスワードが分かった頃には。
Even if he had what it took to get the password, by the time he found it, Sarah held out her fist and opened it up. Boom. She was right. Lemieux was going to go in 3 days, exactly. All the dots. He was depressed. Isn't there anything else that you could try?
一つだけ。
Well, there is one thing.
まだ一つだけ手段は残ってる。
There is one trick that I haven't tried.
それは
What's that? A ray of hope returned to Yu's eyes.
私が今まで試したのは成功法的なクラッキングなんです。
Everything I tried up until now has been cracking this using orthodox methods. There's no such thing as orthodox cracking, is there? Sarah ignored me and went on talking.
残された手は
What's left
ある意味技術を必要としないクラッキング。
is a kind of cracking that doesn't really require technology.
ソーシャルエンジニアリングってやつです。
It's called social engineering. All the dots? What's that?
簡単に言えば社会的な行為を利用した情報入手方法なんだけど。例えば
Simply put, it's using social behavior to get information. For example, Sarah stopped as if it was hard to say.
例えば攻撃対象のサーバーを運営している会社の人間を騙してパスワードの情報を入手するとか。
For example, finding a person that works for the company operating the server you want to attack and tricking them into giving you a password. Okay, I understand that. You get it by tricking someone.
空を騙すってこと？
You're talking about tricking Sora? That's the only person who would know, right? I mean, it makes sense to me. Sarah nodded, but I don't want to trick Sora. That's mean. There's no way we could do it. Even if we could trick Sora, isn't she listening to us right now?
もちろん私だってできればそんなことしたくないよ。
Of course, it's not something I want to do either.
空の立場からすれば社外費を漏らすわけにはいかないわけだし。
From Sora's perspective, she can't very well leak company information.
私は強制なんかしない。でも
And I won't try to force her, but
でも不法に情報を入手するってのはそういうことなんだよ。
that's how you get information illegally.
もし先輩がその情報をどうしても手に入れる必要があるなら手段を選んでなんかいられないの。
But if you're set on getting that information no matter what, you don't have much of a choice.
それだけは分かってほしい。
I just want you to know that. I couldn't think of anything to say. How did you find out the password in the previous rounds? She didn't have Sarah here helping her. And somehow she discovered the password on like the final day or the day before the final day, right? I couldn't think of anything to say. We were using a computer to do it, so it didn't seem real, but we were actually trying to deceive someone to get information. That was exactly what we were trying to do.
最大のバグは人間であるか。
A system's biggest bug is that people use it.
これよくお母さんが言ってたの。
My mom used to say that a lot.
そういう意味では私たちこそがレミの中に紛れ込んだバグなのかもしれないね。
And that way, maybe we're a bug in Lemmy's system. You stared straight at
マ
Sarah.
ヨの言う通りだと思う。
I agree with you, Mayo.
けどそれだけはできない。
But I just can't do it.
空を騙すなんて方法は私には取れない。
I can't do anything to deceive Sora. Yeah, I agree. I can't either.
たとえそれでお父さんの手がかりが途絶えてしまうとしてもね。
Even if I lose the chance to find out what happened to my dad.
マヨだけに辛い思いさせて申し訳ないんだけど、もう少しだけ別の方法を探してみましょう。
Mayo, I'm sorry for asking you such a difficult favor, but I think I'd rather try something else for now. Sarah looked down, but then lifted her face, grinning broadly.
わかりました。先輩がそういうのなら。
Okay then, we'll do it your way. Sarah faced the keyboard again. Sarah?
大丈夫。いくら強固なセキュリティだって所詮は人間が作ったものなんだから、同じ人間の私に解けないはずないよ。
Don't worry. No matter how stubborn the system is, it was made by people, and they can't be as stubborn as me. Oh, I love that line. That's such a good line. Oh, it's so good. I oftentimes will call myself a very stubborn person myself, and it's true. Once I'm fixated on something, I feel like I have to complete it. No matter how long it takes me, I have to do it. And once I get my mind in that zone, I can be very good at things. But if my mind doesn't get in that zone, I find it's impossible for me to. And because I have a history of depression, it's very easy for that to take over and, you know, destroy something that I'm working to do. Because once my mind gets out of that zone, it's really hard for me to get back into it. That's kind of why I don't like to take, you know, excessive days off when it comes to recording videos, because I don't want to fall out of it, because then it's harder for me to get back into it. That's why I try to upload every single day, even though it requires me like, you know, 3 to 4 hours every day.
どこかにきっと弱点があるはず。
There's gotta be a weak point somewhere. Oh, and of course, I also love to upload because it's fun. I love doing it. I love playing games with you all. I love being with you all. And I love talking with everyone on this channel. So, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you do something that you love doing, right? Always gotta be true to yourself, my friends. Never let the world tell you any different. Sarah began typing away. Just then, the room was bathed in a bright light. What? We covered our eyes. After a bit, our eyes got used to it. What just happened? I squinted against the light, and there was... Whoa! Holy cow, look at Sora. Whew. Talk about angelic, except she looks angry as can be. Sora? Sora was floating in the air and surrounded by a bright ring of light. She was looking down at us from above. She was wearing a white-looking cape that fanned out like a pair of wings. She looked like an angel descending from heaven. What is it, Sora? Showing up all of a sudden? Oh, the dots. Sora? Something wasn't right.
レミの一部に異常なトラフィックが出ていたので、様子を見に来たのですが。
There was some abnormal traffic on Lemmy, so I came to see what was going on.
皆さん、何をやっておられるのですか?
What are you all doing? Sora spoke politely, but our eyes were like ice. We should have expected her to see through us. But why does she seem completely different than the Sora we used to? Is this the other Sora?
答えてください。
Please answer.
見てわからない？レミをクラックしてるの。
Can't you tell by looking? We're trying to crack Lemmy. Sarah answered coldly.
皆さんはそれが何を意味するのか分かってやっているのですか?
Do you all know the meaning of what you are doing? Sora, please listen to what we have to say first. Yu's father was a member of a team that made Lemmy. In other words, he's your father too, Sora. Oh, the dots. But he disappeared 17 years ago. There was an accident here at the same time, the cause of which was unclear. Something about the whole thing is shady. Both the accident and the disappearance of Yu's father, we think that there's probably something behind the scenes connecting them. So Yu is trying to get the facts about her dad. She's looking for the truth.
お願い、ソラ。
Please, Sora.
あなたに協力してなんて言わない。でも、せめて見逃してほしいの。
We aren't asking for your help, but please just look the other way. All the dots. Sora?
そうですか。そのようなことが。
So that's what this is about.
田中さんのお父様が。
Tanaka-san's father was...
ソラ。
Sora?
私もできることなら力をお貸ししたい。
If it was something I could do, I would like to help you.
できることなら。
If it were possible. Sora closed her eyes for a while, and then opened them.
皆さんのご意向は分かりました。
I understand your intentions.
ですが私には
レミを部外者から守るという使命があります。
But my duty is to protect Lemmy from intruders.
むしろ皆さんを止めなければならない。
So I am supposed to stop you.
そのように作られているのです。
That is how I am designed.
私一人ではどうすることもできない。命令に従うしかない。
I alone have no choice but to obey my orders. But that's not.
私は一体どうしたら。
Oh, but what should I? Sora's shoulders shook and she had a pained look on her face.
大丈夫だよ。
Sora, it's fine. Huh?
大丈夫。なんとかなると思う。
It's alright. I think it'll work out somehow. Work out somehow? Sarah, what are you trying to do?
空は今のプログラムに従う限り私たちの邪魔をしなければならない。
Well, if Sora follows her current program, then she'll have to get in our way.
でも空自身はそれを望んでない。
But Sora doesn't want that.
だったら空が望む行動が取れるようにプログラムを書き換えてやればいいってわけよ。
So I should just rewrite the program so that Sora can take the action that she wants to take? Is that possible?
そのようなことができるのですか？
Can you do that?
多分ね。
Maybe.
もちろん空がそれを願うならだけ
Of,
ど。
of course, that's if you want me to. Oh, the dots. Sora's shoulders quivered slightly. Sora, are you scared?
はい。少し。
Yes, a little.
いえ、とてもです。
No, I am very scared. Oh, the dots.
やっぱりやめようよ。
Let's not do this.
私のわがままでこれ以上みんなに迷惑かけられないよ。
I don't want my selfishness to cause any more problems for anyone.
先輩は黙ってて。
Be quiet, you.
もうこれはナッキュ先輩だけの問題じゃないんです。
This has something to do with everyone, not just you. All the dots.
さあ、空。判断して。
Okay, Sora, it's up to you. All the dots. Hey, Sora? I'd like you to listen to me and then decide after you hear what I've got to say. Sora, you said it yourself.
私は皆さんと同じではありませんが、皆さんと同じでありたいと思っています。
I am different from everyone else, but I want to be the same. All the dots. You want it to exist in the same way that we do. And we want the same thing. We want you to be true to yourself. Exactly. Follow your heart, Sora. You're more than just a machine. That is all I wanted to say. All the dots. All the dots. All the dots. Oh man, there's a lot of thinking going on. Come on, Sora. Finally, Sora lifted her face and focused her eyes on Sarah.
わかりました。松永さん、よろしくお願いします。
Alright, I agree. Matsunaga-san, please do your best. Aw, look at her eyes, how her whole face just lightened up. It's adorable. I love Sora. Sora. Blah, too many SRA names. Both of them are great. I love both of them. I love all the characters in this game so far. Like, there's not been a single character that I looked at and said, I don't like that character. Everyone is awesome.
御意でござる。
As you wish.
マヨ、くれぐれも気をつけてね。
Mayo, you be careful.
お願いだから、空を傷つけないで。
Please, don't hurt Sora.
平気でござるよ。拙者を信頼してくだされ。
It'll be fine. Trust me. Sarah typed on the keyboard.
じゃあ悪いけど、空の内部を見せてもらうわね。
Alright then. Sorry, Sora, but I'm going to take a look inside you now.
心配しないで。レントゲンを取るみたいなものだから。
Don't worry. Think of it like an X-ray. Sarah continued working as we watched. As we watched her deft hands, Sora's tense expression began to relax. It was then that Sora began to suffer. What's the matter?
やめて。やめてくださ
Oh, please stop.
い。やめて。やめて。やめて。
Stop! 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 No, I don't want to see Sora hurt. Oh. God, what's with the artwork and with Sora all of a sudden? Good lord. This is Sora?
システムスキャニングエラー。自律神経回路内に不正な侵入を確認。
System scanning error. Unauthorized access to the autonomic nervous system confirmed. What happened?
そんなの私だってわからないよ。
How am I supposed to know?
まずったな。スキャンに引っかかったっぽい。
Dang, that sucks. Looks like I got snagged by the scan. What's that mean?
空を管理してる検査プログラムにクラッキングが発見されたってこと。
Well, that the surveillance program that's managing Sora discovered it was being cracked.
いけない。
Oh, no.
皆さん、今すぐ逃げてください。
Everyone, please escape at once.
このままでは私は
If you say, I...
私は皆さんに危害を加えてしまうかもしれない。
I may harm you. Huh?
逃げて。
Escape.
早く。
Hurry.
侵入経路判明。
Intruder route discovered.
もう間に合わない。
Oh, I'm not going to make it. Sora held out her hand.
これより侵入者の排除を実行します。
I will now carry out elimination of the intruder. Our surroundings suddenly changed. We were no longer in the security office. We were in the middle of a roiling ocean. The water swirled loudly. What is this? It appears as if we were about to be sucked in and have our bodies torn to pieces. I tried to shout, but water continued to rush into my lungs. I couldn't breathe. What is happening?
RSD!
Is this an RSD image? You shouted that.
目を閉じて。
Everyone, close your eyes! When I closed my eyes, the surrounding apocalyptic scenery seemed like a lie. The ocean current continued to amplify in my ears. It was all the work of a generated hologram. So it was no longer scary.
無駄です。
It is no use.
これ以上はやめて。
Please, stop! The next instant, a high-frequency scream rang out in my mind. My head hurt so much that I thought it might split open. Ah! Unable to withstand it, I took out the voice converters that I thought were causing the pain. But the sound went on.
ですから無駄だと申し上げたのです。
That is why I said it was no use.
部屋のスピーカーからも音は発せられているのです。
Sound is also being emanated from this room's speakers.
レミューの中にいる限り逃れることはできません。
As long as you are in Lemieux, you cannot escape. Please stop. The pain was so intense that we were rolling around on the floor.
私は
Come on, Sora. Come back to me.
警告します。おとなしくレミから手を引きなさい。
I am warning you. Remove yourself from Lemmy.
直ちに中止するのです。
Cease what you are doing immediately.
嫌よ。
No.
お願いです。松永さん、もう結構ですから中止してください。
Please, Matsunaga-san, that is enough. Please stop.
嫌だって言ってるでしょ。
I said no.
空のためにも先輩のためにも私自身のために私はやらなきゃいけないの。
I have to do this for Sora, for Naku, and for myself.
ライプリヒなんかに負けてらんないのよ。
I won't lose to the Blick. Sarah continued pecking at the keyboard.
最終警告。直ちに中止しなさい。
This is your final warning. Desist immediately.
これ以上続けるというのなら命の保証はできません。
If you persist in your efforts, I cannot guarantee your safety.
どこかにきっとセキュリティの手薄な箇所があるはずなのに。
There has to be a hole somewhere in the security.
松永さん、何よ。私は絶対に手を引かないからね。
What? I'm not giving up, no matter what.
そうではありません。私はこれから自分のセキュリティの一部を解放します。
There is no... I will, from now, release one segment of my security.
そこを狙って 大量のデータを送り込んでください。
Please aim for it by sending in a massive load of data.
つまりオーバーフローを起こせってこと？
You mean cause an overload?
はい、それで私のシステムは暴走するはずです。
Yes, that should make my system go out of control.
結果どうなるか分かりませんが、うまくいけばシステムを書き換える隙ができるかもしれません。
I can't guarantee the outcome, but it might create a gap long enough for you to rewrite the system.
分かった、お願い。
Okay, please do it.
私の力では解放できるのはほんのわずかな時間だけです。
With my power, I can only free it up for a short amount of time.
タイミングを見逃さないでください。
Don't miss the chance.
チャンスは一度、17分の1秒ほどの一瞬。
The chance will be 1/17th of a second. Oh dear lord.
了解。
I got it.
では行きます。
Okay, here I go.
エラー発生。タイプ14エラー。
A type 14 error has occurred.
今です。
Now.
いやー、ごめん。
I'm sorry, Sora.
セキュリティの一部に
One segment of security. Sarah pushed the enter key.
障害が発見され、
Has discovered an impediment.
エラー発生。タイプ7エラー。
A type 7 error has occurred.
扱える数値の限界を超えようとしています。
Approaching numerical limit.
やった、成功。
I did it! The high frequency attack stopped. Sora struggled in pain. Finally, her body began trembling. Sora?
空の様子が。
Sora, looks bad!
エラー発生。タイプ9エラー。
A type 9 error has occurred.
アプリケーションによってゼロによる助産が行われました。
Division by zero will be initiated according to application formatting.
暴走が始まる。
Here goes the overload.
わからなくなっていく。
What's happening to me?
私は茜ヶ崎空レミュー開発部 SE 主任代理
I
レ
am
ミューの運行を
I
補
am
佐する者。
Akane Gasaki Sora, a system engineer in Lemieux's Research and Development Division, and assistant in charge of operating Lemieux. A part of the console sparked.
私はレミューを訪れる皆様をご案内する者。
I will be your guide today during your visit to Lemieux.
私はレミューとそこに依存する人々の安全を保証する者。
I guarantee your safety and the safety of everyone in Lemieux.
レミューにいるすべてを守る者。
I am the protector of everyone in Lemieux.
レミューのすべてを守護する者。
I am the defender of all in Lemieux.
私は
I am
私は一体誰なの？
Who am I?
見失わないで。あなたは空よ。私たちと一緒の時間を過ごしてきた茜ヶ崎空なの。
Don't lose yourself. You are Sora. You are Akane Gasaki Sora, and I've been spending time with us.
私は皆さんと
I have with everyone.
エラー発生。タイプ34エラー。
A type 34 error has occurred.
予期しない命令が実行されようとしています。
Unanticipated orders are attempting to be implemented. Sora started suffering even more. Oh, there's two Soras now, and then something surprising happened. Whoa. Sora split in two. Sora is two?
したってこと？
You mean she divided? It wasn't an illusion. Of course, given that was all RSD generated, there was no guarantee that it all wasn't an illusion. At least, I wasn't the only one that saw it. You and Sora seem to be seeing it too. The new Sora attacked, grabbing the old Sora by the throat. The two of them struggled equally. The two Soras. It was like an apple split into two pieces. No, it was like an apple reproduced in whole. Non-reductional division. I figured that was a result of overloading Lemmy.
よしルート権限が奪えた
Okay, I got the root authority.
さあ今です。今ならそちらでシステムを書き換えることができます。
Do it now. If you strike now, you can rewrite the system.
システムに致命的なエラーが発生。
A fatal system error has occurred.
データ破損の恐れあり。直ちに復旧を。
Data may be damaged. Immediately initiate rebuilding.
30秒の待機の後、エマージェンシーリセット。
And 30 seconds, the emergency reset will initiate.
早くレミがシステムを復旧するためにリセットをかけようとしています。
Hurry, Lemmy is resetting the system to rebuild it.
その前に早く。
You must act before that. Hurry.
オッケーもう少しの辛抱だからねソラ
Okay, just be patient, Sora. Sarah typed the keys at a pure speed. All we could do is stand helplessly and
リセ
watch.
ットまであと17秒。
17 seconds to reset.
松永さんまだですか？
Matsunaga-san, not yet.
もうちょい
Just a little more. Sarah continued pounding in code as she wiped the sweat from her
リ
brow.
セットまであと7秒。
7 seconds to reset.
松永さんできた。
I've got it. Sarah stood as if she were ejected from a chair.
リセットまであと3秒。
3 seconds to reset.
いざ科学日報
Okay, ninja technology technique.
どんでん返し
Time to turn the tables. Sarah struck the keyboard with her palm. The room was flooded with bright light. The two of Sora's images began to overlap. The two fused into one. At the same time, the system underwent an emergency reset. And at that instant, we were all swallowed into pitch blackness. Alright, my friends, well, I hate to leave it on that note, because I want to know what happened, but the weather just got really, really bad outside, and we were going on well over an hour. So I love you all so very much. Thank you for everything. Oh my gosh. Big lightning crash outside. Yeah. Till next time, my friends. So long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you would like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more. Also, please do not forget, you matter. You are brilliant and you are loved. And you should always remember to be true to yourself. Don't let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly feathered flightless bird. Till next time.